Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good,
How are
ma'am.
you?
I'm fine, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So just to introduce myself very quickly, my name is Christine and I live in Gloucestershire at the moment. And I am here today to take over this session with the question, if you could travel back in time, which era would you travel to? So which year would you travel to? So I'll start off this question by asking Khushbu.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. How are you?
Good. How are you, ma'am?
I'm good, thank you. So if you could travel back in time, to which year would you travel to and why?
Ma'am, I want to travel in 2018 before Corona, maybe 2019. There was no Corona and people enjoying their life that time very happily.
Yeah. Do you feel like you've forgotten what it's like to live without Corona?
Life before Corona, and we all are supposed to be like just packed in a house like a gift. We are also like a gift.
Packed in our house like a gift. That's a good one.
We can't go outside with kids and we can't enjoy all the time. Just about fairness in the mind. There was a fairness in the mind about Corona. So we can't live happily nowadays.
Okay. And how will you do you think it's going to come soon? Do you think this time is going to come soon again?
Yes, ma'am. Maybe if it's go due to vaccine or maybe other thing, I don't know how to go Corona and people enjoying their life easily and live happily with parents also and kids.
Okay. And if I had to ask you this question now, before Corona, which year would you have loved to travel to?
Ma'am, I want to travel in 2018 because there was no Corona and we all are going across India with my family. And we travel in India like a 1 month tour with my kids and my husband. So I want to travel that time again.
Okay. And when was this? Which year was this?
In
2018.
18.
Sorry, it keeps cutting as soon as you say the day.
In September, mid-September, I was visited there, India in Mumbai first time, Mumbai, Bangalore, and Rajasthan, 3 states, and we were very happy that time and enjoyed that time very much.
Okay. And I'll move on to your son now, to Arush, so that
Yes.
I'll make sure I do everyone today.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello. Oh, you're wearing a different top today. Very nice.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you were to time travel, okay, in which year would you travel back to?
Ma'am, I want to go to my school life. There was no corona in 2018 and 19. And I miss my friends and teachers and my whole school.
And what else? And what would you do? What would you do once you travel, once you get there and you travel back in time?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I want to go in my school life. I want to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to learn there now because I am bored in house.
Okay, but you're bored right now.
Yes, ma'am. All the days just sit and home and I do all the online classes. And
Okay.
And ma'am,
Okay. Yes.
and ma'am, I want to go in my school life because in school there was like playground, swimming pool, and lots of things, sand, everything was there.
Okay. Everything was different. Everything was a lot better. You
Yes,
had,
yes, ma'am. It's Tuesday was swimming, and Thursday like it was PT, like exercise.
and if you had to, so imagine there's a time machine, okay? And you're going to go into this time machine and you go back in time. What's the first thing that you would do?
Ma'am, I want to do swimming, play with sand, and lots of things.
Okay. And can you tell me, how are you feeling now? Do you feel hopeful that this time is going to come again?
Yes, ma'am. This time before in this time right now I am really bored at home, and sometimes I do like some small crafts or small arts.
Okay, so you're doing some small arts, and is it getting better?
Yes, ma'am. Sometimes I chill myself, so I do like this crafts and art.
Okay, very good. So it's getting a bit better now. You feel a bit better.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Um, I'll move on to your mum again. I need to ask her a little question that I asked you and I did not ask her.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Kushbu, if I were to tell you that you're going in a time machine and you're traveling back in time to 2018, what is the first thing that you would do?
Ma'am, my kids want swimming, so I think swimming is the better option. Maybe when to visit beach and the
Take them
play.
to a beach.
Yes, beach playground is there also, so they enjoyed a lot. Then I think I can relive there only.
Then you're like, okay, we'll stay at the beach till Corona hits. Okay, fantastic. That was the question I wanted to ask you because I asked it to Arush and I thought I've not asked Kushbu that. Okay, thank you. I'll move on to Veena now. Well done.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So so if you had the option, if there was the option to time travel, which year would you travel to?
I'll travel to 2003. It was my college year,
Oh, wow. Okay.
and everyone's college life is like most memorable life.
Yes.
So I'll travel to that time, and I'll again spend lot what I missed that time, because that time there was no mobile phone. I'll carry this mobile phone to 2003 and have lots of fun that time.
So you there was no mobile phone in 2003.
No, only landline phones were there.
Oh my goodness.
And
Okay.
not in everyone's house, we were five friends, only two friends of we were having landline phones. It was very hard to
Okay.
communicate with each other.
I see.
We used to write letters also to each other.
Okay. I see. When you said 2003, I remember we had a mobile phone. I
Mobile
remember
phone
the
just started in 2003,
yeah.
I think so. In March it started.
Oh my goodness. So you'd love to go back to that time without a mobile
Yeah,
phone so you can just communicate with your
yeah,
friends.
Reliance bought a mobile phone, Reliance Communication, I remember. It was a small phone. My father bought it. Mobile phone were there, but they were very costly. Like people could not afford that time. Now they are very cheap. Now everyone can buy it, but that time it was very costly.
Okay.
And my father bought in 2000 March or May. I don't remember that time. He bought a mobile phone like Reliance. Before that, we were having Motorola phone. That was also,
Remember those? Yeah.
yeah, Motorola was
Hello,
there. And
Moto. Yeah.
Hello Moto. Not everyone
Oh
was
my
having the person in some like elite group were having that phone, Moto phones. And after that, when Reliance came, everyone was having phone. Like mobile phone was in everyone's hand.
oh my goodness. I lived through the same as you without mobile phones, and then mobile phones. It's so difficult to think back to that time without a mobile phone. It's just,
Yes, it
it's
was like
insane.
when we have to discuss a question. Actually, I shifted somewhere else for my college, and my friends were somewhere else. So we used to write a letter like, "Can you explain this question? I'm not able to understand." So my friend used to write letter to me. Okay, I'll explain it like this. It's like that
I see. Okay. So you used to write everything in
in the
letters and
letter.
explain
Yes.
everything to each other. And okay, and what else? Why would you love to travel back to the time? Okay, so without mobile phones, so you can communicate with your friends. And what else happened at that time?
At that time, we used to go for excursion also. We went to places with the friends, and we had lots of fun. So we miss that
Okay.
those days. Like we are still friends, and when we come together, we discuss. Oh, we had lots of fun. If God has given us power, we could go back to that time and have lots of fun again.
Okay. And if you had to, if you had to go back in this time capsule and you landed back in that year in 2003, what is the first thing that you would do? And who is the first person you would go and see?
Like in 2003 December, I got married also that year. uh,
Wow.
because of
Okay.
my family pressure, I got married. So I'll ask my father to cancel that marriage, and I'll get married after 4 or 5 years. This will
Oh my goodness.
like I was a kid at that time, and I didn't knew about what is marriage and what is this, all those things. So I faced lot of problem at that time.
Oh wow.
So if I
That
could,
was, yeah.
if I was married in 2007 or 8, I would bit I would be bit matured and understand the meaning of a husband or a relationship, what is a mother-in-law, what is a brother-in-law,
Mhm.
and everything.
So you went from college years
Yes,
being, well, to some degree wild and free and happy and all chatty with friends, and
like
to
what we have
suddenly,
seen in the movie, like it was okay, the marriage is like this, but when you it's come to real life, it's really opposite.
yeah, it's very different from what they say in the movies, huh? It's
Yes,
not it's not it's not always great.
reels, they make fool of us, and reality is something else.
um
So I had lots of problem in the starting, but
yes.
I handled it properly. Like my friends also helped me. They told me, okay, you just don't dream like it's not a film, it's a real life.
Hmm.
You have to understand everything. And yes, like I wanted to study more. I wanted to do
Yes.
MBA, but my in-laws told no, no MBA. You have to sit home and you have to be a housewife.
Oh my goodness.
Then I wanted to do job, like lots of job. I qualified for 2 3 government jobs also, but they told me no. They allowed me, they told, okay, you can give interviews and everything, but you can access
You can't
yourself.
do.
Yes, ki how intelligent you are, but you can't do job.
Oh my goodness.
But now they are okay with it. Like
More
it's
accepting.
now it's 15 to 16 years now, they have to accept it.
I can't tell you how much they have to accept it.
Yes.
Very, very sassy.
Yes,
Oh, that's lovely. Um, so you would go back, and you would go back to the day you're married, and what would you tell yourself?
I'll tell my father, please give me 2 or 3 years more. I'll do MBA, and I'll stand on my feet, and I'll earn a lot of money, and then I'll get married.
So you would break his heart, basically. You'd go back to break his heart and tell him, well,
Not
in a way,
breaking the,
break his heart.
no, I'll convince him, not break his heart. I'll convince him.
Okay.
Like at that time, I was not able to convince him because I was the elder one,
So
elder
you
child.
had to follow.
Yes. I thought,
I
okay,
get
my
that.
father is right. What he is doing, it's right for me.
I get that. I'm the elder one, and I'm always looked at as Oh, she's the goody two shoes. She always followed the rules.
And the elder ones also breaks the rules first.
Yes, exactly. That's true. That is true.
I broke
And
the rule. Like in my family, no one, not a single woman or a girl child is working. I'm the first one who started working, and now everyone is working.
exactly. The elder one, I think the elder one always has the most trouble
Yes.
because you're always the first to do something. If you do something, it's always wrong. In everyone's eyes, it's always wrong.
But when it
Um,
comes good, then you are the hero of everyone.
exactly. Oh, I get that completely. Okay, fantastic. Well done, Vina. It was lovely chatting to you. I'll move on to Yuraj now.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hi, Yuraj. How are you?
I'm fine, ma'am. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. So, if you could change, if you could change the time that you're in, if you enter into a time capsule or a time traveling machine, which year would you travel to?
Ma'am, actually, really, I want to travel in the first year of my life
Oh, tell me why.
because, ma'am, I want to know that what was happening in that year, like how the world was at that time and how it is at this time.
Okay. And how do you think it was?
Mm, maybe without any electric things, it was.
Without electronics?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So less electronics or electronic equipment or gadgets. Okay. And if you had to travel back in time, would you change anything? Or would you tell anything to anyone? Would you warn anyone? Would you warn yourself? What would you do?
Mm, ma'am, nothing I will do. Uh, what is going on? Let them going on.
Hmm.
I will do nothing.
You
I
won't
will
do
just
anything.
watch. Yes, ma'am. I will just watch.
Okay. And what is the first thing that you would do or the first place that you would visit if you could go back to that first year in your life?
Mm, maybe ma'am, my mother's home.
Hmm. Your mother's home.
Yes, ma'am.
Why would you visit your mother's home?
Because it's a really very nice place. So
Uh-huh.
that's why.
Okay. How is it? What do you mean by it's a nice place?
Like ma'am, I went there very in like very less time, like 10 to 15 times
Mm-hmm.
in my whole year.
Okay.
That's why, and I also like that place.
Okay. Do you mean the house or the actual?
No,
Do you
I'm
mean
house, ma'am. House.
oh the house? Okay, not the actual city or village.
Yes, ma'am. Just
Can you
only
repeat?
house.
Just the house. Okay. And what was nice about it? What do you mean by nice? How is it nice?
Because from there was many friends,
Mm-hmm.
and there was also my brothers.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's it.
And your brothers are no longer living in your house with you?
No, actually, they are not my own brothers. They are like uh, what I can say. They are at that place. They are my brothers.
Okay. Okay. So they're like very, very close family
Yes,
friends.
ma'am.
Okay. Okay. And that's when you'd like to go. The first place you'd like to visit Is your mum's house?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you not go to this house anymore?
Just most rare times.
On rare occasions.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. And why don't you go there anymore?
Because I have no time to go there.
Okay. All right. Is your father here?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And the next question that I'd like to ask you is, if you go back to this time, what is the first thing that you would buy for yourself?
Mm, by maybe, ma'am, any kind of what like toys.
Mm-hmm. Is there a toy that you would buy that you no longer find, that you're like, oh, they used to make that toy, I've missed it, I never got that?
Yes, ma'am. A remote control car.
A remote controlled car, okay. And
Yes,
they don't make this one anymore.
ma'am. Actually, I don't got you.
Sorry?
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Can you repeat it?
I said they don't make this car anymore, this remote controlled car.
No, ma'am. They make it, but it is like I like that car the most.
I see. And you never got it?
Got it, ma'am. Many of times.
Okay. Then why would you go and buy this?
Because I like that car.
Just because you like it? Okay, all right, very good. So you would just go and buy this the minute you get there, you will go and buy this car just because you like it so much and you don't want to be without it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And would you whisper any advice to yourself? When you see yourself, would you tell yourself anything? Would you tell your 1-year-old self anything?
Yes, ma'am. Not to do mistakes.
I'm sure you haven't done any big mistakes.
No big mistake.
No big mistakes.
Yes, ma'am. Some normal mistakes.
All right. Okay, well done. I was about to go to Eritrea, but I don't know where he's vanished. Vina, do you know? Or
I
will
think
he
so.
be back?
He left. He might be
He
having
left.
some network issue. There was
I
Atul sir
see.
also.
Yes, I noticed him and he left at the beginning as well.
Yes.
Okay. I don't even know where to if okay, I'll continue. I'll go back to Kushbu. Okay,
Aritra is coming.
he's coming. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to start someone off and then have to cut them to go
No.
back to Eritrea.
Aritra is there.
Thank you. Hi, Eritrea.
Hello, ma'am. Good
Hello.
evening.
Good to have you back. I was wondering what I'm going to do because I didn't want to
No,
cut someone off
actually,
to
I
jump.
got net issue, network problem. That
That's
was.
all right. No worries. Understandable. So I was just wondering, with the same question for you, which year would you choose to travel back to?
Well, if I travel back, I would go to 15th August 1947 because that was the day of our country's independence, and see
Okay.
what was the situation at that time.
Okay. And obviously, you wouldn't have been born at that. You wouldn't have been born at that time, right? It's quite
Yeah,
no.
maybe.
And since you wouldn't have been born, you wouldn't see yourself. But maybe you can find who would you find your parents? Would you try and look for someone that you know?
No, not like that. I would go back just to see the situation.
Just to see
Because
the
usually at
situation.
that time, India was very poor. The British just left the country and left India in a very poor condition.
Yes.
So, and
No, I
there was
agree.
also riot, partition, etc., etc. So, I would like to observe what was happening. What was the condition of the people at that time?
Okay. And my next question to you is, would you say anything to the people at that time from where you've come from, that you've come from the future, would you warn them about things? Would you warn them about COVID? Would you warn them about anything that you know will happen in the future? Would you say anything?
Well, it would be useless to say because they won't believe me, would they? They would.
No, probably not.
They would think the person is mad. Or
Probably
maybe they
not.
could beat me up for talking nonsense.
That's true. Okay, and if you had, so you would love to just then see that event, but if you had to go back in time in your own life, is there a time in your own life that you would love to go back to, a particular time or year?
My own life, yeah, I would like to go back to during my nursery days.
Which one? Sorry?
Nursery school.
Nursery school. Okay, and how old
Yeah.
were you then?
At that time, maybe 5 or 6 years old.
5 or 6. Okay, and why would you want to go to that school, to that time?
Because you see, during my nursery school at that age, I was very shy. I was very shy to talk to people, or you can say afraid to talk to people. So I would wish I could change that.
Okay. Okay, so you'd go back and make yourself a bit more
Extrovert.
confident. Yeah, exactly. A
Yeah.
bit more of an extrovert.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. And is there anything that you would say to yourself? How would you say, what would you say to yourself?
At that age.
Yes.
What?
If you had to go back in time, would you say something to yourself? Would you say, for example, hey, listen, I'm you. Be more confident, or
Yeah, I would like to say that. Yeah. Be more free.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Be more free. Okay.
Free.
And is there anyone that you would love to go back and visit? Like, I would know that if I were to go back in time, I would probably see a family member who has passed away. Is there anyone that you would love to go back and visit and see?
Well, my grandfather.
Your grandfather. Okay. Were you very close to your grandfather?
Yeah, you can say that. I was very close to my grandfather.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. I will finish off with the last question, saying, what would you say to your grandfather?
What would I say to your grandfather? I would say you are like one of my best friend.
That's lovely.
Yeah, that I would say.
That's lovely. Okay, thank you very much, Aritra, and thank you for answering my very personal questions as well. Thank you, guys, and I hope you've enjoyed today's session. A little bit of a time capsule. I really enjoyed it, getting to know you more.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.